Hello, everyone. First off, I want to apologize that this is just a video and not some sort of live thing. I was kind of hoping to do it today. But unfortunately, because the internet here at the house is not completely perfect, I tried to do Facebook Live this afternoon, and apparently my signal was not strong enough. So instead of doing one of those live Q&A type things and stuff like that, I'm basically relegated to doing this. And I may put this on Facebook. I may put it on YouTube. I'm not sure. It depends on what kind of audience I want. You know, I may share it for everyone to see. So anyway, I want to kind of share my heart a little bit. This past weekend, I had the opportunity to spend my Saturday at not one but two airports. The airport in Jefferson here in town, and then the airport down in Atlanta at DeKalb Peachtree Airport, PDK. And the experience overall was great. It was a great experience. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had a great time at both places. Basically, when I was at Jefferson, I went to there for simply they were serving breakfast there for not only for the pilots but also for the community. And my dad and I had a chance to go there and to basically spend time with each other and to kind of check out what was going on at the airport here in town. And then later on that day, I made the trip solo to Peachtree DeKalb Airport, or DeKalb Peachtree. It's I don't know why it's officially DeKalb Peachtree Airport, but the letters are PDK, so it almost should be Peachtree DeKalb, but hey, it is what it is. It's the largest general aviation airport in the state of Georgia, and I want to say it's pretty close to being the second largest airport in the state of Georgia behind Hartsfield-Jackson. So anyway, I went to the air show at PDK this past Saturday, and I had a great time. I was there probably around the time it was starting, around 12 o'clock that afternoon, and was there probably till about 2, maybe closer to 3 o'clock before I decided to go ahead and head on out and go from there. And I had a really great opportunity to see a whole bunch of airplanes flying, doing some aerial stunts and stuff like that, and it was a great joy. Not only that, but I was able to see some planes on the ground that I took lots of photos of and had a blast, absolute blast. I could have stayed longer. Unfortunately, the weather was starting to get a little bit to the point where it wasn't unbearable, but I felt like I'd seen enough, and I went ahead and decided to leave about 3 o'clock, like I said. But I did see a whole lot of stuff. I really enjoyed myself. So anyway, I left at 3, and eventually I came on back home. And it was actually a pretty quiet night. There was not even a hockey game that night. So that evening I spent with my folks, especially my mom, and we watched a couple of movies. And as we were winding things down, my mom had somehow found out about the crash at that air show that I was at that claimed the life of Greg Connell of North Augusta, South Carolina. And even though I left before the crash took place, It was kind of a shock. It was a pretty big shock to me, honestly, because I never expected in my lifetime to be a part of such a tragic event as an airplane crash. And yeah, I know I wasn't there. I left beforehand. I think the good Lord kind of prodded me to leave early when I did, and did so with a good reason. But regardless, when you realize, when something like that happens at an event that you were at, you have to sit there and think a little bit. Now, the time I'm recording this, it's been now about 3 days since the accident, and they do have the memorial service for I'm scheduled tomorrow night in downtown Augusta. And a lot of things have been crossing my mind over the course of the past day or so since I heard about the accident. I only saw the video of the actual crash once, maybe twice. That's pretty much all I need to see. I know that there were a lot of people that were still at the show at the time of the accident, and probably this was something of maybe a life changer for them. I don't know. I know in a way it's changed my perspective to a certain extent. But I also understand that life goes on. And I can't stop living because of one thing. Just like I can't stop living after I lose my job. Or I can't stop living after, say, a divorce. I can't stop living. I have to keep going. And I think God is trying to show that to me. That I still have a purpose in life. And I still have a destiny. And yes, there are going to be risks. But I do know that as long as I am in God's will, then I am in God's protection, and I know that He will take care of me, and that He will watch over me. One of the things that I wanted to share with you real quick is that, as you know, as you've noticed, I've been really involved with aviation for quite some time now. I blame my dad to a certain extent. My dad didn't even work at the airport, but he did work close enough to the airport. He worked with a company called Dobbs. It's a food service company that was responsible for preparation of meals to be served on flights and stuff like that. So there were a lot of times that I had the opportunity to go towards the airport, see the planes fly in, fly out, land, take off, that sort of thing. And ever since then, I've really been very excited about aviation. I know that right now, there's not much I can do about it, to a certain extent. I can keep dreaming about it, or I can do something about it. And I'm believing at some point I will fly, and I'll be able to fly on my own. But even if I don't, it's okay, because ultimately I want God's will in my life. I've had dreams in the past of having a license, a pilot license, And even thinking about working in places like Alaska and doing some bush pilot stuff over there. And, you know, there are some people who do that for a living, and it's not an easy job. There are a lot of risks involved in that, just like there are risks involved in being a pilot in an air show. You know, you do have, you know, you have a lot of risks that you have to think about. But sometimes the rewards outweigh the risks. That is, of course, as long as you are and you remain in God's will. And yeah, we're going to struggle. We're going to struggle regardless of what we do. You know, we can't just sit and do nothing. We have to act. We have to literally get off of our rears and start doing some amazing things, because God knows, God has placed in each of us not only gifts that He wants us to use for His kingdom, but He also gives us the ways, the means, and even the motivation to do it. And we have to act on it. I know there's probably much more that I could share about what took place this past weekend, and the only thing I can do at this point is pray for the families involved in Saturday's accident. It's sad, I know, but life goes on. Life goes on. Now, I will share with you the fact that I did take some pictures of the event, and we'll probably post them later on this week, probably around Thursday or Friday. But in the meantime, I wanted to kind of hold back and respect this time to honor the life of Greg Connell, the man who lost his life in the air show this past Saturday. And I want to tell each and every one of you how important you are to me. Believe it or not, you are. It may seem like there are days that I'm quiet on Facebook or Twitter or what have you, or I may be very active. But there are many days I see your posts, and I see the new events that take place. And I'm encouraged to see how you have grasped a hold of life and have been motivated to live for God. And it means a great deal to me, and I'm really happy to see that in each and every one of you. So I just wanted to kind of share a little bit, and again, I apologize. I wanted to do the Facebook Live thing today, but it just wasn't in the cards today. Part of it's probably because of the weather. It has been a little stormy today, and the weather has been the greatest, but of course the internet hasn't been the greatest either. But that's okay. So anyway, just wanted to come on, and I want to say bless you and thank you for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Hopefully we'll do this again sometime. Live next time, hopefully. God bless.